Hi, everyone. Welcome to Storytime. I'm so happy that you're here. I have a great book to read for you, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. But before we start, I want to remind you that it's the Summer Reading Challenge. Summer reading. We have started that at the library. So if you haven't been able to come in yet, please come in and we'll get you registered and you can start tracking what you're reading and you can win some really cool prizes. We have some great prizes for the reading challenge for the summer. So yeah, come in and see us, okay? And the theme of the summer challenge is Tales and Tales. So I bet you have heard what a tale is. What's a tale? It can be two different things. A tale is something animals have a lot, right? Dogs and cats and horses and bunnies, all kinds of animals have tails. Yeah, but there's another tale, and tale means a story. So we're going to have tales and tales for summer reading, okay? All right, and I chose a book that I thought would go great with our theme for summer reading, and it is called The Snail and the Whale. Snail and the Whale. And it is written by Julia Donaldson, and it is illustrated by Axel Scheffler. All right, let's get started. This book is a little bit longer than what I usually read, but it's such a great story and tale. It's a great tale that I wanted to share it with you, okay? So this is the tale of a tiny snail and a great big gray-blue humpback whale. This is the rock as black as soot, and this is a snail with an itchy foot. The sea snail slithered all over the rock and gazed at the sea and the ships in the dock. And as she gazed, she sniffed and sighed. "Ah, the sea is deep and the world is wide. How I long to sail," said the tiny snail. She wants to sail. She wants to see what's out there. These are the other snails in the flock, who all stuck tight to the smooth black rock, and said to the snail with the itchy foot, "Be quiet, don't wiggle, sit still, stay put." Do you know what itchy foot means? It means somebody who really wants to do something different. That's kind of what that means. But the tiny sea snail sniffed and sighed, and they cried, she cried, "I've got it! I'll hitch a ride." She's going to hitch a ride. How do you think she's going to do that? Let's see. This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail that looped and curled and said, "Ride wanted around the world." Oh, she is going to make a sign. Look at what she did on the rock. "Ride wanted around the world." Boy, she's pretty clever. She's clever. This is the whale who came one night when the tide was high and the stars were bright. A humpback whale immensely long who sang to the snail a wonderful song of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves. And this is the tale of the humpback whale. He held it out of the starlit sea and said to the snail, "Come sail with me." Look here. Here is the whale. And look there. Do you see her? He held his tail out, and she's climbing on. She must be so brave, don't you think? I think she's brave. So this is the sea, so wild and free, that carried the whale and the snail on his tail to towering icebergs and far-off lands. Look at that. They went to see icebergs. And I see some penguins. Wow, how exciting. And with fiery mountains and golden sands. Oh, they went here too, look. I see a monkey, some turtles. It looks like there's dolphins out there in the water. And I bet you can see other animals too. Wow. Oh boy, I bet she's enjoying that. These are the waves that arched and crashed and foamed and frolicked and sprayed and splashed the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. Ooh, lots of big waves. Look at that. And these are the caves beneath the waves, so down underneath, where colorful fish and with feathery fins and sharks with hideous toothy grins swam past the whale and the snail on his tail. This is the sky so vast and high, sometimes sunny and blue and warm, sometimes filled with a thunderstorm, with zigzag lightning flashing and frightening the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. Sometimes nice, but look at there. Yeah, that would be a little frightening, huh? Kind of scare the little snail a little bit. It looks like a bad storm, but she's safe with the great big blue whale. And she gazed at the sky, the sea, and the land, the waves and the caves and the golden sand. She gazed and gazed, amazed by it all. And she said to the whale, I feel so small. There's so much out there, isn't there, to see? But then came the day the whale lost his way. These are the speedboats running a race, zigging and zooming all over the place, upsetting the whale with their ear-splitting roar, making him swim too close to the shore. Oh no, look here. So it looks like the people are having lots of fun, but apparently all the noise that these boats make upset the whale. And look what happened. He got too close to shore. This is the tide slipping away. See, the tide is going out, and the whale can't get out, I don't think. Let's see. And this is the whale lying beached in a bay. Beached means he's stuck. Quick, off the sand! Back to the sea, cried the snail. I can't move on land, I'm too big, moaned the whale. The snail felt helpless and terribly small. And then she said, I've got it! And she started to crawl. I must not fail, said the tiny snail. Look, there's the poor whale. But there's the snail. She has a plan. Let's find out what her plan is. She's going to find a way to help. This is the bell on the school in the bay, ringing the children in from their play. And this is the teacher holding her chalk, telling the class, sit straight and don't talk. And this is the board as black as soot. And this is the snail with an itchy foot. Look what she's doing. Let's see. A snail, a snail. The teacher turned pale. Look, said the children, it's leaving a trail. This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail saying, look, save the whale. She wrote the words, save the whale. Wow, she's clever. These are the children running from school, fetching the firemen and digging a pool. Oh, they're all going to go to help. Squirting and spraying to keep the whale cool. Oops. So the whale should be in the ocean, right? In the water, but the tide went out, so the water is out further. So they're trying to keep the whale wet until they can figure something out. Let's see what happens. This is the whale, this is the tide, excuse me. This is the tide coming into the bay. The tide is coming back in. It means the water from the ocean is coming closer. And these are the villagers shouting, "Hooray!" as the whale and the snail travel safely away. Oh, they're safe now. They got back out into the water. And all the people of the village helped to save them. That's nice. Back to the dock and the flock on the rock, who said, "How time's flown, and haven't you grown?" And the whale and the snail told their wonderful tale of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves, and of how the snail, so small and frail, with her looping and curling and silvery trail, saved the life of the humpback whale. Then the humpback whale held out his tail, and on crawled snail after snail. And they sang to the sea as they all set sail on the tail of the gray-blue humpback whale. So the little snail, she was so brave, and she went first to see the world. And now that they know it's safe, they all want to try it too, don't they? They want to go see. They heard all the wonderful stories about everything that's out there. That's great. So that is the end of my story. Wasn't that good? I really like that tale about the snail and the whale. Yeah, so thanks for being here and listening to my story. And don't forget about summer reading. Okay? All right. We'll see you at the library. Bye-bye.